All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what day it is. Well, for me, it's going to be a very busy Thursday as I got this Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 5, and then afterwards, I have to get ready to react to Summer Game Fest. So, let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu 92 here, and welcome back to yet another Jujutsu Kaisen read-through. Today, like I said, we're going to be going through volume 5 of the manga, and we're going to see what happens after Todo goes up against Yuji. Now, to give you like a rough idea of where we left off in volume 4, they were talking about the Goodwill Event between Jujutsu schools. Yuji then announces that he's alive to Nobara and Fushiguro. We see the other members of the adjacent Jujutsu school to the one that's in Tokyo. We find out that Principal Gakuganji wants these students to kill Yuji during the Goodwill event simply because he's a vessel of Sukuna. And then we get introduced to Todo going head to head with Yuji right now, asking him the same question he asks Fushiguro and Nobara, saying, asking Fushiguro, what kind of girls do you like? So now we get to see what happens in this chapter. And I need to be concise while I go through this chapter because Summer Game Fest is pretty much after I'm done here. I can't wait. But also, I gotta temper my expectations about it as well. So, just to give you a good group of characters about who we're going to see during this. So, we got Sukuna, we have Itadori, Yuji, we have Fushiguro, we have Nobara, we have Gojo, and we have Aoi Todo as well. And we are going to be going through chapters 35 through 43. Wow, these chapters are probably going to be really packed. But let's go ahead and get started with it. And I want to make sure that I'm good to go. Yo, Stellus, good to see you as always. It's another beautiful day for Jujutsu Kaisen, but I gotta be fast because of the Summer Game Fest stream that I also have planned for 2 o'clock. So it's 12:04 right now. Let's go ahead and get through this. Chapter 35, Kyoto Sister School, Goodwill Event, Team Battle, Part 2. And Yuji starts by answering Todo's question by going, my type? What does that have to do with anything? And then Todo says, stop fussing. All I'm doing is getting a sense of who I'm fighting. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I guess I like tall girls with big butts, like Jennifer Lawrence. And then Todo gets surprised because this is kind of similar to... This is pretty much the same thing he said to Fushiguro when they first met. And then he started to beat Fushiguro into the ground. But he's surprised. And then we get narration. At that moment, a memory was born inside Todo's brain of a past event that never happened. So he's just hallucinating being a childhood friend. Being a childhood friend to Yuji, even though this is the first time meeting. I'm gonna confess my love to Takeda. Don't do it! I don't want to have to pick up the pieces! You think I don't have a chance? What makes you think otherwise? Helen Keller once said to Anne Sullivan, what idiot admits defeat before trying? The Japanese wrestler Inoki said that! And then it shows Takeda here going, sorry, there's someone I already like. And then it shows Todo looking very sad and sulking, with him saying, you think she means me? Yeah, right. Come on, let's get out of here. Ramen's on me. And it shows Yuji walking with Todo into the distance. But this is just a made-up memory from Todo. No one's ever beaten us in our hometown, huh? It seems that we're just best friends. But we just met! And then it cuts to Momo, who's seeing the fight between Todo and pretty much everyone else right now. And then Momo's on a phone flying on a broomstick going, yeah, keep going straight, but Todo's there. It shouldn't be a problem after all. He said he didn't care about our plans. And then Yuji is then surrounded by Kama and Mekamaru. And then Mai shows up with her gun and shoots where Yuji is, but starts running. I'm surrounded. And then the Mei girl, the girl that's with him, the girl that's always fangirling over Gojo, she uses new shadow style, simple domain. And then it shows Yuji jumping away from her. Bato's sword drawing! And she dodges his attack. What quick reactions! Although I did hesitate for a bit, my counter didn't even touch it. Then, as he's jumping away, Mekamaru jumps in front of him and tries to shoot at Yuji. What? And he's surrounded by all of the members of the Kyoto school, of the Jujutsu sister school. What? And it shows Mai aiming at him, and it shows Kama aiming at him, and he goes, huh? Are they trying to kill me? Then someone claps their hands, and Yuji is gone, shocking all the members of the Kyoto school. I switched positions with Itadori. And then Yuji's thinking, did we just switch places? And then Todo stands up behind Kama, saying, hey, and punches where he is. I thought I told you I'd kill anyone who got in my way. No, you said you would kill anyone who gave you orders. That was Itadori. No, that was Todo's curse technique. Whatever, now go away. And then Kama just walks off. And Mekamaru says, looks like we are retreating. Lame, says Mai. Thank goodness, thinks the other girl. Make sure to kill him. Make sure to kill him. That is up to Itadori. After all, I'm not the kind of guy who goes easy on someone just because they're my best friend. And it shows Todo preparing himself to fight Yuji. Then Momo's in the air watching all this go on, going, yeesh, I knew we should have left him alone. We're off to a lousy start. I gotta keep my eyes open up here so we can get ahead hunting down the curses. Having to deal with everyone's such a pain. Looks like it's up to me to hold it down. At least I'm looking cute today. And then it shows Fushiguro on the ground as he sends one of his Shikigami up to where she is. And she looks surprised as she goes, crap. And then she gets knocked away by this flying Shikigami. And then it cuts to, what is his name? Kamo, not Kama, Kamo. Sorry. It's going to take me a minute to professionally remember every single one of these names. But Kamo says, Mai, Mekamaru, you two cover Nishimiya. Copy that, says Mekamaru. And Mai says, I guess it'd be a problem if she wasn't around. And so Mai breaks off. Mai and Mekamaru break off while Kamo and the girl run around a tree, which then has Maki come in, and she just barely manages to block Maki's attack. The girl that's always fangirling over Satoru Gojo. And then it shows Fushiguro clashing with Kamo. Kamo, are you guys trying to kill Itadori? And that's the end of chapter 35. And we get a little bit of knowledge on Utahime Iori, 31 years old. Finally, someone who's older than me. I've been older than everyone who's had an introduction in this series thus far. I'm even older than Gojo. Finally, someone, even if she is just a year older, finally. The size of Utahime's ribbon changes according to Akutami Sensei's whim. Her hobbies include watching sports and going to karaoke. Or karaoke. She enjoys drinking alcohol, beer, and is friends with Ieri, whom she wants to quit smoking. She hates Gojo most of the time. Most of the time? Then we get info on Aoi Todo. Todo became a grade 1 sorcerer as a student despite coming from a non-sorcerer family. He's likely a highly skilled gorilla. Todo is meticulous about his appearance. He makes sure he's well-groomed and has deodorant. He showered before the first meet and greet event in Volume 2. Todo always smells nice, which infuriates the girls at the Kyoto school. Oh, so you want the man to just walk around stank? I'm sorry, but some men up here, like me, want to make sure we are nice and clean and fragrant when we walk around other people. I'm sorry if I don't want to walk around with musk. Excuse me if I don't allow body odor to be my natural odor. You keep doing what you're doing, Todo. He wants to marry Takeda right now, so he's not a fan of the rule that bar idols from dating. Todo is about the same height as Gojo. Chapter 36, Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 3. Imaginary Brother no Jutsu. That's pretty much what it is, Stellus. And then Fushiguro's talking to Panda going, something's not right. And then Panda goes, something's weird. The Kyoto school's moving a unit around where we split off with Yuji. All of them, right? And then that's Panda's team. Then we go to Fushiguro's team. As it's, Panda's team includes Inumaki and Nobara, while the Fushiguro team includes Maki and Fushiguro, of course. And Maki goes, do you think the grade 2 curse is that way? No, unless it's incredibly clever, my divine dog would detect it. Are they planning to kill Itadori? And Nobara goes, what? That doesn't make sense! And then Maki goes, it's possible. And then Inumaki just says, kelp. I didn't sense anything malicious from that earlier, but that was before they knew Itadori was alive. I wouldn't put it past Principal Gaku Ganji to give that order. And Nobara says, are the Kyoto school students this type of lowlives who would kill on command? They don't see it that way. You first years know Itadori personally because you spent time together. We also know he's a good guy since we got a chance to meet him. He's optimistic, which is rare for a sorcerer, and this is Panda, mind you. But for those who've never had a chance to meet him, Sukuna's vessel is just an object of fear. To them, killing him is no different from exercising a curse. Sorcerers tend to lose touch with things like that. And then Maki says to Fushiguro, we're going back, Megumi. Sorry, why are you apologizing? Sorry. Why are you apologizing? If your friend dies, the Goodwill event's pretty much done. Nobara and I will go check on Yuji. He's not answering his phone. Toge, you stay and keep hunting curses. Fish flakes, says Inumaki. And Panda says, I know you're worried about Yuji. I bet the Kyoto school is attempting to assassinate Yuji using the confusion of the team battle as a cover. Once the team battle is done, I think they'll call off the assassination. Let's do it for Maki too. We won't let them kill Yuji and we'll win the team battle. And Nobara just says, of course. Answer the phone, Fushiguro! Why don't we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and earpieces anyway? No thanks, they distract me. Besides, getting calls startle me. Then turn it off during battle, says Nobara. Then it cuts to Momo being flung into a nearby tree where they're going, ouch. So that was Fushiguro's new electric shock wings. Looks like I won't be able to move for a while. Because she's in this tree, but she's also shaking. Because, shock. Physical, actual electric shock. Then something hits the tree down where Momo is, and it's Nobara and Panda as they go, Nishimiya, come out and play. And then Momo just looks down at them with shrewd eyes going, punks, how not cute. Then it cuts to Fushiguro clashing with Kamo going, Kamo, are you guys trying to kill Itadori? And Kamo's kind of slightly surprised as he says, what if I said you were right? You guys have failed so far, huh? There's no way Itadori would just get taken out so quickly. There's no reason to kill him. There is for the big 3 Jujutsu sorcerer families. And then it cuts to Yuji clashing with Todo. And multiple panels where they're clashing with one another. Yuji's getting hit multiple times from Todo and him trying to retaliate, but Todo's dodging his moves. He's incredibly tough. He's also aggressive at using the environment to his advantage, goes Todo. And he looks where Yuji is, and he's gone, but Yuji's above him, preparing to use his curse technique, and firmly plants a blow on top of Todo's head. Because it shows that he was in Todo's blind spot, and then jumped away into his other blind spot as Todo was looking in the opposite direction, and then landed a blow. He's able to think a step ahead, and to top it all off. And it shows as he's trying to punch Yuji, Yuji grabs his fists, and then I guess he punches him in the face. And to top it all off, his raw power is exquisite. Despite his small stature, he's stronger than me, and even though he doesn't have much cursed energy, his strikes are effective. It's hard to read his movements because he lacks cursed energy. But this delayed hit, it's all wrong! And then it just echoes, the word wrong just echoes throughout the forest. And then Maki goes, "Was that Todo?" And then the other girl says, "Yes. I think I understand now why Yuji's still alive." "So why'd you split with Noritoshi? Are you hiding your curse technique from your classmates?" And the girl that's always fangirling goes, "I'm sorry about what's happening with Itadori. It might sound like an excuse, but I'm not like them. That said, I'm not just going to let you win. In order to get promoted as a sorcerer, you need recommendations, right? And a lot of sorcerers follow the Goodwill Event. If you do well, you're given more chances to succeed. I want to be independent and start making money as soon as possible." And then it cuts to Mr. Ichichi going, "FYI, you cannot be recommended by your own teacher. For example, Gojo can't give Fushiguro a recommendation." And Maki then asks the question, "Why?" And she says, "Because my 2 younger brothers and I are poor." "Are you okay? Do you get along with Mai?" "Huh? I think so." "You know I ain't gonna go easy on you, right?" says Maki. "Don't worry, I don't need your pity." And then it cuts to Todo and Itadori. "Itadori, my friend, that delayed hit holds you back, doesn't it?" Is he talking about my divergent fists? What's with him all of a sudden? "As long as you remain satisfied with that, you'll never defeat me. If you're okay with the way you are now, our friendship won't last." "So are you?" "What should I say? I don't really care." "Are you okay with being weak?" And then he just says, "Heck no!" And then Todo goes, "That's the spirit, best friend!" And that is the end of chapter 36. Onwards to chapter 37. I told you we were going to keep going with this, but we get a little bit of info about Momo Nishimiya and Noritoshi Kamo. She is about 150 centimeters tall. She initially got piercings after being taken lightly because of her looks. Now she just enjoys them. And also, Akutami forgot to draw them. Her hairstyle gives off a vibe that says, "I enjoy flying quietly." Her father is American, and she enjoys cute things and going shopping with the second-year girls. Noritoshi Kamo was brought into the Kamo family as the heir at the age of 6. Kamo, Zenin, Fushiguro, and Gojo have been in contact even before Kamo entered Jujutsu High. Tried drawing him like the Japanese comedian Gorgeous, but people often comment that he looks more like a member of Kiss instead. He's a little taller than Fushiguro. Chapter 37, Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 4. I told her we're keeping going with this. How are we having another page of info? It just gave me the title screen for this next chapter, and then it's another character description page. Toge Inumaki. Inumaki's hairstyle was too similar to Itadori, so he changed it and it now looks like Gojo's. What a conundrum. Inumaki is short. He doesn't look it next to Maki and Itadori, but he's extremely athletic. He loves trolling. Kinda sounds like me sometimes. His personal favorite rice ball ingredient is tuna mayo. Then we have Panda. He's a panda. And that's all the description we get from him. And we get narration. It is impossible for the hand to advance faster than the eye. It is impossible for the hand to advance faster than the eye. If you don't have an eye that can judge quality, then you can't create something of value with your hand. That is a saying within the artistic community. Many disciples also believe the saying to be true. The rate of growth for people who possess this eye eclipses the rate of those who don't. The same can be said for people who have an ear for music. So, if you don't have an ear for music, then don't expect to catch on as quickly as people who have that ear. Like, for example, I play by ear, and I memorize the music that I play by ear, and I can catch on extremely quickly. This is sort of an advantage against those who don't have an ear for music, but also try to play instruments, but don't catch on as quickly. It's an innate talent within people. Some people have an innate talent for writing, and they catch on very quickly, while other people suffer from writer's block whenever they try it. Artists, catch on to drawing, and they have that eye. Musicians have that ear. It's the same principle. But it shows Yuji going up against Todo and punching him in the face. He's using a vertical jab, leading from the left in response to my right horizontal strike. He's completely different from a moment ago. He's growing, as it shows him clashing with Yuji by devouring Aoi Todo. And then it shows Yuji grabbing Todo and then proceeding to kind of body slam him as he's thinking, he's breaking me down with such beauty. And Todo is just enjoying all of this. Like, he's enjoying finding someone who's actually able to match him. His face is wide open. And while Yuji's thinking, his face is wide open, I can get him even with divergent fists. However, and Todo just intercepts the strike by literally headbutting Yuji's hand. And he keeps himself from falling because, mind you, Yuji was preparing to body slam him into the ground, but Todo braces himself, like plants his feet, and keeps him from hitting the ground. Now, mind you, the ground is very close to the back of his head, but he, with just raw strength, just repels against Yuji's fists and then starts to resist it. He intercepted my strike with his forehead before it could get any momentum. Nah, that's not what I want you to devour. Your divergent fists stems from the cursed energy flow left behind by your superhuman speed. That's quite the technique. I'd say your average Jujutsu sorcerer wouldn't know what's happening. The force behind your attack is nothing to scoff at either, or it wouldn't be if I was your average sorcerer. It's useless against a special grade. What now, my friend? I'll apply cursed energy at the exact moment my strike hits at full strength. Good. Then why is your cursed energy delayed? It's because of how you are flowing cursed energy. And then this surprises Yuji because he's getting a Jujutsu cursed energy lesson in the middle of this fight. Weren't we talking about increasing the speed of flow? Most sorcerers have to consciously make cursed energy flow, like when you feel anger in your belly or a bad gut feeling. Cursed energy nurtured in negativity is said to start from the belly and flow throughout the body. Starting from the belly through the chest, the shoulders, arms, and to the fists. That is how cursed energy flows. Thinking of your own body as disparate body parts. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I said that word right. I don't say a lot of these words in common sentences that I have, so yeah. Thinking of your own body as disparate body parts is what delays your energy. You're not wrong in trying to flow cursed energy, but that's just the first step. You can't get stuck there. The flow of energy for an elite sorcerer is difficult to read, but for different reasons than you. Do we think with our stomach? Do we use our mind to express rage? Listen up, Itadori. We exist in this world, with our entire body, mind, and soul. It's so obvious that most everyone has taken that maxim for granted. And then it cuts to Yuji saying, Todo, thank you. I think I get it now. Looks like we're done talking. I won't go easy on you. And then it shows Yuji preparing to clash with one another. Let's go all out, and I'll show you the way. And then it has like a film reel of made-up memories of Todo with Yuji in the background. Survive this, Itadori. Make your way up here, to new heights. Then it cuts to Nobara and Panda chilling out with Momo. Hey, you there. Your principal gave orders to kill Itadori, didn't he? What are you talking about? She's got good intuition. Or could it be Panda? You don't have to keep it a secret. I'm planning on killing you guys too, especially Mai, the watered-down Maki. What? Is that all you can say? Even a tin can would give a better response. So you do get angry, thinks Nobara to herself. Come to think of it, you have a tin can on your team. I'm crazy mad too, I think I'll just dump his scraps off somewhere. And then in the back, Panda's all like, yeesh, scary. Then something glints from inside the forest, and it hits Panda. And Maki notices as Panda falls over. And she just screams out, Panda! And then we get Mekamaru, who comes up going, he's a cursed corpse. He'll be fine, but we'll be staying here for a while. So who's a Kintan now? Who's a Kintan now? Who's a tin can now?
Mekamaru, wait, says Momo. I want to personally teach this first year a lesson. Get ready to learn about the hardships Mai has to go through, and what it means for a woman to be a sorcerer.
And then Panda gets back up as he says, fooled ya, and then proceeds to swipe Mekamaru. Wanna take the spotlight now? You should have stayed in the shadows as support. Anyway, we should get along, especially since we're both cursed corpses. And then Mekamaru just says, well, look at that. You're nothing but a doll. As his right arm kind of explodes outwards and his arm shape shifts into clawed appendages as well. And Panda just goes, sheesh, what happened to hunting curses? And that's the end of chapter 37. And we get a little bit of info about Mai Zenin and Maki Zenin. Mai is a natural-born troublemaker. For some reason, whenever Mai interacts with another female character, you might wonder if they're dating. She and her twin are about 170 centimeters tall. Is her hairstyle okay? Then, to Maki Zenin, the length of her ponytail seems to change at Akutama-sensei's whim. He's the author of the series. Maki's hair is straighter than Mai's. She loves junk food. My kind of girl. But, get those exercises in. If you want to know more about Maki, read Volume 0, which we already did at the beginning of these read-throughs. Chapter 38, Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle, Part 5. Anyway, we should get along, especially since we're both cursed corpses, goes Panda, and then we cut to someone in sort of who's bandaged up going, well, look at that. You're nothing but a doll. So apparently whoever this person is that's controlling Mekamaru is inside this tub, missing a right arm, fully bandaged up all over the place, multiple tubes going literally everywhere, multiple IVs literally everywhere. Sword option. Boost on. And Mekamaru's arm turns into a large, spiked claw with blades along the forearm. Then a booster pops up behind the elbow, and then the fist starts rotating so it becomes a drill. Whoa! Ultra spin! And Panda barely manages to dodge an attack that completely destroys the trunk of a tree, just bores a hole through it. And then you just have a random panel with a squirrel just watching all this stuff go on. And then it shows the tree falling off completely with Mekamaru going, why you? And then Panda's thinking, I have to finish this quick. I'd even leave him be to go help Nobara, but this guy can attack long range. It's not as if I really know much about Mekamaru, Nishimiya, and Miwa. Miwa! Why was I calling her Mei? That's her name. Miwa! Oh, Miwa! Please, I gotta log this. I gotta get it memorized. I gotta get it memorized. My goodness. How did I forget her name was Miwa? I told you remembering all of these names was gonna mess me up. But this guy can attack long range. It's not as if I really know much about Mekamaru, Nishimiya, and Miwa. You're pretty strong. What's your rank? I'm guessing we stack up like this. That would mean Nobara's in a tough situation. So it has a grade here. It has like a chart here that shows grade 1 is Todo. Semi-grade 1 is Kamo and Inumaki. Grade 2, semi-grade 2 is Panda, Fushiguro, and Momo? Grade 3 is Nobara, Mai, Miwa, and Mekamaru, possibly? And then grade 4 is Maki. I don't think my rank matters right now. Mekamaru gets bumped up to semi-grade along with Inumaki and Kamo. And that kind of surprises Panda. Ultra Cannon! And then he just blasts in the direction of Panda with a cannon. His range is huge! And it shows Panda making cursed energy flow through his body as he pretty much tanks the Ultra Cannon. And then he just coughs as it shows singed trees and a giant hole in the forest right where Panda was. But Panda's still fine. A heat wave? But that big move leaves him open. This level of power is useless unless I hit the object's core, thinking Mechamaru. Cursed corpse, and then we get descriptions of it. A non-living object that is endowed with a curse and gains self-control. A man-made cursed corpse will have a core instead of a heart. Panda is the magnum opus of the foremost practitioner of puppet jujutsu sorcerer, Principal Yaga. So, the principal is the one who created Panda. A cursed corpse that was born sentient and capable of having emotions. Panda is an abrupt mutation cursed corpse, and not an actual panda. And it shows Panda in the past when Yaga was actually training him to fight. And then it shows him barraging Mechamaru with a whole string of punches. Its movements are so unpredictable. Then it shows Mechamaru trying to swipe at Panda, but Panda throws him away instead and then punches him square in the face. And then kind of, booty bumps him away. Like hip checks him. Guess my secret's out. But if you say you're more different than you're different from me, that means your real body is controlling you remotely from somewhere else, right? There's still no reason to get so mad about it. You don't want to be compared to me. That hurts. I might just start crying. Judging by the output of energy, I'd say you're not too far from here. I bet you're just outside of the battle area. Looking for you would be pointless. I'd just be wasting time. I guess I'll just have to crush you here. And Mechamaru doesn't say anything. Neither is going to happen. Heavenly restriction. Do you know what that is? It's different from a binding vow. Think of it as bindings on the body that you're born with. My right arm and both legs below the knees are useless. I have no feeling below my waist either. My skin is so sensitive that I can't even let moonlight touch it. The pores all over my body feel like they're constantly being poked by needles. But in exchange, I can use my technique over a wide range. I can also exceed the limits of my cursed energy output. I didn't ask for this power. If I could exchange this body for a healthy one, I'd do it in a heartbeat, even if it meant leaving the jujutsu world behind. The fact that a doll like you and not a human like me gets to live so carefree in the sun really pisses me off. As he goes, Ultimate Mechamaru, Model Mode, Albatross! And a cannon comes out of his mouth. And he looks like he grabs in the direction of Panda, and he just shoots a blast, preparing to shoot a blast in front of Panda. Hold on, let me lower this, because my face has been slightly obscured. Please forgive me. What an incredible amount of cursed energy. But at this angle, no bottle would be in the line of fire. I have to take it head on. And Panda covers himself in cursed energy. Ultimate Cannon! And there's just a ginormous explosion that reaches far into the skyline. And then one of the bands that Panda had on him floats in the air. He's dead. No, you're not worthy of death. Moaning about your sob stories while giving away info about your technique. You certainly fit the bill as a jujutsu sorcerer. He took on Ultimate Cannon and survived. Okay, now I'm kinda pissed. Panda Gorilla Mode. And it shows Panda whose whole body has just basically shapeshifted. Panda is not a panda. That's just his outward appearance. What's that form? And that is the end of chapter 37, right? Yeah, no, chapter 38. That's the end of chapter 38. And then we get a little bit of info on Kasumi Miwa and Ultimate Mechamaru. Miwa was scouted to become a jujutsu sorcerer while in her first year in middle school at her part-time job by the foremost figure of the new shadow style. She got swept up and here she is. She thinks of herself as reliable, normal, and nothing special. She's right, but the fact that someone can think that and also be a jujutsu sorcerer is a bit crazy. She loves trendy things. That's why her name is Miwa. Note, Miwa's name in Japanese is a homonym for a word that means someone who follows trends. Then we have info about Ultimate Mekamaru. I had decided from the beginning that I would wrap his whole body in bandages for his character design. But no matter how I approached it, he ended up looking like Shishio. So I gave up. Mekamaru is not his real name. He named himself after a robot in a robot anime he was introduced to a long time ago. He likes the anime very much and has been using that name for some time now. But that's the end of chapter 38. Onwards to chapter 39, Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 6. And it's supposed to be, all these chapters are supposed to be going to chapter 43. Yes, chapter 43. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more chapters after this one. I gotta hurry up because it is 12:38 and I want to make sure I get done in enough time to at least set up the Summer Game Fest reaction stream. Chapter 39, Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 6. Panda, you have an older brother and sister, and this is when Panda was younger with Principal Yaga.
That's incorrect. I do not.
Yeah, you do. Why do you talk so formally? Inside of you.
Inside of me?
Yeah. You'll get to know them both someday. They'll always be there to lend you their power. So apparently, this gorilla mode is one of Panda's siblings. The most randomest thing just happened. My sister just brought me in a piece of lemon pound cake. Just randomly brought it to me. Hold on. Sorry about that. Lemon pound cake is kind of thick. Aristox, you say you're gonna fail biology. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be studying. You can come back here later. Right now, focus on your schoolwork. Going back to the story before we had the lemon pound cake incident. Yaga is telling Panda, they'll always be there to lend you their power. Sword option, ultimate shield, goes Mekamaru. And Panda just absolutely destroys it. There's usually only one core, the heart of the cursed corpse. There's usually only one core, the heart of the cursed corpse. But I have 3, and by switching between them, I can transform my body. And then it just shows Panda just slapping away Mekamaru with extreme force. The balance type, Panda Core. My brother is the power type and suited for short battles, Gorilla Core. As for my shy sister, My sister's core was hit by the initial shot. My panda core is on its last legs thanks to the previous attack. There's nothing left if I can't win with gorilla mode. And it shows Mechamaru being tossed out of the forest onto a nearby building that's within the zone of this Goodwill event, so they're still within bounds. He's not as powerful as Todo, but that strike resonated. I felt the damage even while guarding against it. You notice, huh? That was my brother's specialty. The unblockable drumming beat. And then Mechamaru's thinking to himself, if I get hit on the head or torso by that drumming beat attack one more time, Mechamaru will be out of commission. My right arm sword option is malfunctioning. I can't shoot ultimate cannon anymore. Gorilla mode goes wild with the cursed energy. No pun intended. I need to hurry. His right arm is useless. I'm pretty sure he can't fire off an attack with maximum output anymore. Does he have swords in his left arm and mouth, or can they only shoot? Either way, he'll be cautious when attacking. That lemon pound cake already messing with my throat already. Mechamaru thinks he failed with those 2 shots, but the truth is he crushed 2 of my cores. His next move is probably gonna either be an extremely close range shot at my core or a slashing attack to finish me off. However, I have the upper hand in close combat. And he launches at Mechamaru, and Mechamaru throws a roof tile at him. Tiles? He grabbed them off the roof. And it just shows Mechamaru trying to throw it at Panda. Then he activates the boosters in his elbows and dodges to the side of Panda. He blocked my field of vision, then accelerated using jets. He's got skills. I won't miss this time. The core is located at the strongest concentration of energy. I know the English dub of Mechamaru doesn't sound like this, but this is what I want to do. Here! And then he hits directly where Panda's core is, apparently. And then Panda just goes, gah! Then Mechamaru goes, you did well for a doll. But then Panda grabs him by the arm, which surprises Mechamaru. Don't you compare me to some average cursed corpse. I can fake my core's location with energy manipulation. I wasn't being honest about the number either. And then Panda grabs Mechamaru and shoves him with enough force to rip Mechamaru's other arm off and toss him off to the distance. You lost because you underestimated a doll. As long as I've been alive, I've never been the same as the people around me. I feel like we can relate when it comes to that. Although I've never felt jealous towards humans. What? I mean, humans are gross, right? They all get so worked up over achieving their goals. Plus, it's hard to tell whether they're trying to be cool or just sulking. And then it shows Panda shifting back to his panda form, going, but they possess qualities that I don't have. I like that about them, even though they're gross. I bet you've been through a lot, but just because someone's been through a lot doesn't mean they're right. And I'm not even your enemy. Why'd you become a jujutsu sorcerer? Is it because you can't do anything else? It really doesn't matter what your reasons are. If you have a wish you want fulfilled, I'll help you out. And then it cuts to, I guess, in his past, with Kamo going, Mechamaru, don't be reckless with big moves. Your foe might not be the only one standing in front of you. And then Todo goes, Mechamaru, don't you dare think that a guy who can't quickly say what type of girl he likes can become an elite sorcerer. Then it cuts to Miwa going, this is for Valentine's Day. Instead of chocolate, I got you a AA battery. And then it cuts to Mechamaru saying, what do you think I am? Huh? But Mai said, and apparently Mai was trolling Miwa, and she's laughing in the background with Momo. And then it cuts to Mechamaru going, everyone, someday I'll... And then it shows in his mind him wanting to get out of that tub that he's confined in. And then Panda just goes, what? Come again? If you saw what I look like, would you still want to help me? You think I'd be picky about the way someone's look? What about the way someone looks? I'm a panda, dude. See you later. Let me come and visit you sometime. And then it cuts to Mekamaru laying back in his bath going, shut up, you stupid doll. And then he's just thinking as Panda stops and then he comes back running. He's all like, I almost forgot. Let me borrow your phone. Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Ultimate Team Battle. Ultimate Mekamaru eliminated. Then it cuts to Mai fighting Miwa. And Miwa's getting nervous because she's thinking, no way, she's crazy strong. And that is the end of chapter 39. So, we have something here called The Surprise from Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 5. Kohei Horikoshi Sensei, creator of My Hero Academia, wrote a note on the cover belt. Daisuke Ashihara Sensei did the same for Volume 3. Wrote a note on the cover belt? Huh. I was so honored and humbled that I spent the entire day with a smile on my face. I'm really lucky to have this experience more than once. Discord, did you put another picture of my face in Discord? Letting you guys know that Aristox likes to take photos of my whenever I make faces in during my streams. He does that. He likes to do that. So if you're wondering why I have a stream screenshot channel, is because it's also so that it doesn't bog down general chat for everybody. And it's not just these two creators. I'm incredibly humbled to be supported by all the amazing creators who have come before me in Weekly Shonen Jump. Thank you always. I'll do my best to be deemed worthy. So what's the surprise, you ask? Horikoshi Sensei and I traded bonus pages. It's so important to me that I wrote it twice. Since this is a trade, I'll have a page in My Hero Academia Volume 23. When I think about it, I break into a cold sweat, but that's neither here nor there. So everyone brace yourselves and check out page 150. Wow! So that there's actually there's a reference to Jujutsu Kaisen in Volume 23. My Hero Academia volumes are over there. Not back there, but there. I may have to check those out before I get started with the Jump Fest. It is 12:49. I need to hurry. It doesn't start until 2, but I still need to hurry regardless. Chapter 40, Kyoto Sister Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 7. And then it cuts to Mai going, Maki, she's worthless. She can't even see curses. She's just a normal person who can only swing cursed tools around. She'll be stuck at grade 4 forever. I'm not sure why she even bothers with being a Jujutsu sorcerer. And then it cuts to Utahime going, break's over. Okay. You're fine, Stellus. You're fine. You don't need to apologize if you step away. You guys do not owe me anything. You really don't. So you don't owe me an apology if you got to dip out for some reason. Seriously, you guys don't owe me anything. I'm the one who owes y'all content. So y'all are fine. Never feel like y'all are, like you gotta apologize for just doing stuff if you're in your everyday lives. Y'all are fine. Y'all always will be fine. Aristox, please go take your test and concentrate on your schoolwork. This will be here when you get back, but right now you need to focus. Let me say that. Can I be an adult right now? Focus on your schoolwork. Then come back to chill once it's all done. I'm not sure why she even bothers with being a Jujutsu sorcerer. And then Utahime goes, break's over. Okay. And then Miwa's thinking, okay. I feel a little relieved now. You idiot, Mai. She's crazy strong. As Miwa's facing off against Maki. She's using a long weapon, so I need to get in close. But I got my hands full just defending. If the blade was exposed, I would have died twice already. You call this a grade 4 Jujutsu sorcerer? She'd clean up a grade 2 curse no problem. And how the heck is she using a pole arm in a cramped space like these woods? And it just shows Maki constantly clashing clashing with Miwa. New shadow style. Simple domain. Miwa's simple domain technique applies to anyone who comes within a 2.21 meter radius of her. Anything that enters her domain will be intercepted automatically. If both of her feet leave their original position from when the spell was cast, the technique ends. The Bato sword drawing technique is optimal against enemies situated directly in front of you. This technique covers the blade with cursed energy and helps speed up the drawing of the sword. Kind of reminds me of Jetstream Sam when he could put his sword in the sheath and there's a trigger that launches, that literally shoots out his sword in order for him to draw it faster. And if you recognize it from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, that's basically what Miwa's technique actually does. This technique covers the blade with cursed energy and helps speed up the drawing of the sword. This is the fastest technique within the new Shadow style. Bit my tongue a little bit. Ow.
I can't just assume that this technique will win this fight. I need to concentrate on creating an opening. An EI sword drawing technique. Oh, and then Maki's thinking, an EI sword drawing technique, huh? It's strange that I have the advantage in terms of reach. She's probably looking to disarm my cursed tool and create an opening. If that's the case, it shows Maki just breaking her staff in half.
She broke it with her leg? Why is she negating her reach advantage?
And it shows Maki throwing one piece directly at Miwa.
She threw it?
And it shows her blocking. It shows her blocking the thrown piece of the staff, but then it shows a kunai coming up right next to her.
She had hidden weapons?
Because apparently she threw a kunai as well.
What amazing instincts! She's using decoys to close the gap!
And then Maki is right there in front of Miwa again.
Both my feet moved. That's okay though, just need to take a step back. So she gets nice and close.
And then it shows Maki grabbing Miwa and flipping her over her shoulder.
Aikido? She's skilled!
And then Miwa looks at her hands and notices that her sword is gone. Not only was she thrown, but she was also disarmed.
Huh?
Pretty nice blade you got here.
Disarming technique? Can I get it back?
And as she's standing there, one of the crows is looking down at this battle going on, because apparently all this is being relayed through these birds throughout the forest to the teachers up in the booth. And we have someone laughing as she goes,
What an interesting girl. Why don't we just promote her to grade 2 already?
Grade 1 Jujutsu Sorcerer, Mei Mei. Now, why is it that I got Mei confused Miwa for Mei and completely forgot that this Jujutsu Sorcerer was called Mei Mei? Where did I even get Mei from? But Gojo's in there going, I agree, but her family seems to be getting in the way. The Zenin family should just be honest and acknowledge her skills. Then Mei Mei goes,
I don't understand connections not based on money.
And you'll always be a cheapskate. Anyway, I can't help but notice that the video feed around Yuji seems to be a little inconsistent.
Well, what can you do about animals? Besides, it gets tiring looking at things from their point of view after a while.
Are you sure about that? I got a question for you. Whose side are you on, Mei? Goes Gojo. And she goes,
Whose side? I'm on the side with money, of course. There's no value in something that can't be bought, since you can't exchange that for money.
I wonder how much. And then Gakuganji is off on the side, just watching all this stuff going on. And then Gojo is thinking, I'm not sure what you guys have planned, but Yuji's different now. And then something pops up on the side of Gakuganji, like some sort of marker pops up on the side. And then Gojo goes, oh, we got some action. Talismans are placed on curses released in the area. When a curse is exercised, the corresponding talisman also disappears. So 2 talismans have pretty much disappeared, meaning that 2 curses have been destroyed. And Ichichi is here going, using curse energy. We've made arrangements for the following. Exorcisms made by the Tokyo school will be indicated with a red flame, while Kyoto's will be blue. Maki is also participating, so we've made sure her exorcisms are marked red as well. And all these drawings concerning what's going on with the talismans, they were made by Gojo. Also, I forgot to say at the beginning of the stream, if you guys want to know what I'm looking at, since I don't show images during stream because of copyright reasons, either look at the official Viz Shonen site or whichever site you've been following manga on that has Jujutsu on there. So that way you guys can keep up with where I'm going. And Gojo goes, all these one-sides, one-on-ones. Did they forget the main objective? Why can't they get along? Maybe they get it from you. And then Utahime says, why can't they get along? And then Gojo goes, maybe they get it from you, Utahime.
You're the only person I don't get along with.
And then it shows Panda taking out a curse. That was Panda just now, by the way. Lucky! And then it shows Nobara going, chasing after Momo.
Get down here, you stupid witch! I've flown down low a few times already. You're gonna catch me or not. You're gonna catch me or not, first year.
And then it shows Nobara. Actually, it shows Momo. No, it shows Nobara's nails getting thrown at where Momo is. Or at least something gets thrown towards Nobara because there's an explosion where she's running to. With Nobara going, this cursed energy wind was strong enough to push me away. With gravel and branches getting caught up in it, it hurt like heck. I gotta stay focused or it'll rip me to shreds. Then Momo's broom lands near the ground and hits Nobara directly in the face before Momo lands on it. Before it moves away from Nobara and Momo lands on it. And then Nobara, with a mark on her face, goes, How dare you hit my sacred face? And then Momo goes,
a scar in the face can be a good thing for guys, but not for girls. Huh? You think the world of Jujutsu sorcerers is based on skill? Isn't it? Sure, but only for guys. Even if a girl is skilled, if she's not cute, she's looked down upon. Of course, she's only cute without any skill. Of course, if she's only cute without any skill, it's the same. Understand?
Man, why am I still burping from that lemon pound cake?
Women Jujutsu sorcerers aren't expected to be skilled. They're expected to be perfect.
That's a bad mentality to have.
And Mai has to deal with even more discrimination than that.
And then Nobara just looks at her with crazed manic eyes, going,
yeah, I understand. I understand that you're incredibly annoying.
And that's the end of chapter 40. And now we move on to chapter 41. Chapter 41, Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 8.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that you're incredibly annoying.
And then it shows a map of where everyone is. Nobara's with Momo, Inumaki's by himself, Panda's by himself, Todo and Yuji are by themselves, Miwa and Maki are in one section, and Kamo and Fushiguro are in another section. No one's really near anybody. Then Nobara rushes towards where Momo is, but she gets hit back by another one of those cursed wind techniques.
Even though she's just a first year, she's used to fighting. No matter how many times I knock her down, she gets right back up. I've gotten used to being tossed around, goes Nobara. I might end up killing her if I increase power, but that's really just an excuse. The real reason I can't get in close is Inumaki.
And then it cuts to when the Kyoto team were talking, with Kamo going, cursed speech is words with spirit. Essentially, it's infusing sound with cursed energy. Use cursed energy to protect yourself, starting from the ear and moving to the brain. Cursed speech is a cursed technique that works especially well against cursed spirits. Like I said, it's not too scary for a Jujutsu sorcerer if they know it's coming. However, if you're not sure it's coming, you'll be in a constant state of unease, protecting your head. You'll be in a constant state of unease. There was a period. Protecting your head is difficult enough as it is. So no matter where he is, he's a pain. And then Nobara shoots some nails at Momo going,
are you done lecturing me?
And then Momo goes,
what's expected of Mai isn't just perfection.
As she dodges these nails shot at her.
As one of the 3 elite Jujutsu sorcerer family lines, perfection is the norm for the Zenin family. Inheriting the Zenin family cursed techniques is reserved for the privileged. Every other Jujutsu sorcerer starts at a level much further below. And even within their family, some women aren't treated equally. They say if you're not a member of the Zenin family, you're not worthy as a Jujutsu sorcerer. And if you're not a Jujutsu sorcerer, you're not worthy as a human being. Imagine spending your entire life serving a family bereft of love, being despised. Can you imagine the pain she and Mai go through just to enjoy the life we take for granted? Can someone who thinks that cursed Yuji is an ally really understand?
No way you just learned a page of biology in what, 5 minutes? You gotta learn. Keep at it. Also, what are you still doing here? You're supposed to be doing schoolwork!
And then Nobara just goes, "Shut up! Does that mean we have to forgive the unfortunate no matter the circumstances? And if someone is blessed with a fortunate life, do they deserve to be ridiculed? It doesn't matter how she was brought up. I don't like her. Because of that Saori. And even though they grew up together, I really like Maki. Have any of you ever stopped to consider the person behind the curse you've condemned?"
Thinking back, because this is all Nobara speaking right now.
What do I care about whether someone's perfect or if something's fair? Is your life just a job? Straw doll technique.
You mute the stream and every page you do, you come to say hi.
Don't let my stream be a distraction! Even me moving is a distraction for you. Because you'll be glancing at me.
Do the work. I'm trying to save you some frustration just in case.
Straw hat technique. Straw doll technique. Hairpin!
And then exactly where these, it's not a distraction. Well, just be careful. I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me. Just because I'm doing this. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Aristox, I don't want you to get in trouble. Remember when you was in college back in 2016, started and catch up on One Piece because you didn't want to study?
Hairpin!
And then those same nails that are in the tree, it is 104. I need to hurry. Those same nails that were in the tree, they all explode with cursed energy, causing the tree in front of Momo to come down.
Is this why she kept throwing nails even when she was missing?
And Momo barely manages to dodge this tree falling on her as Nobara jumps up to try and grab close to Momo.
If I fly a little lower, you still can't reach me.
You're gonna play Zelda, you need a heart, you need just a heart to get the Master Sword? Awesome!
Even if I fly a little lower, you still can't reach me.
And then Nobara goes,
"Nope, I gotcha."
And then she throws out her straw doll. And she puts something in it.
"This should be enough."
And Momo goes,
"Is that a bristle from my broom? She must have grabbed it just now." Boys versus girls? Give me a break. Just shut the heck up. I love dressing up and looking beautiful. I love being strong. I'm Nobara Kujisaki!
As she slams onto the straw doll, and then all of a sudden, her broom just loses all control.
What? I can't control my broom. If I hit her with my metal bat, I might end up killing her. If that's the case...
She brings out another mallet. And it's like a squeaky mallet toy.
What? A squeaky...
And then she hits Momo in the face, and just hits her in the face repeatedly, just over and over and over again. And then she goes,
"One more!"
And then something hits Nobara in the head, and then Nobara gets side shot. She gets shot in the head by Mai from a far off distance. Mai can snipe with a revolver. That's scary when you think about it. When people can snipe with pistols, imagine what they can do with an actual rifle. Good lord. But she's a far off distance, so far off that you can barely see the point where Nobara was shot from the distance that Mai's sitting at.
Just within range. I'm so happy it hits its mark. "Hello, Momo. Don't worry, it's a rubber mallet. By the way, that light earlier was Ultimate Cannon, right? But Mekamaru isn't answering. It's not a good sign if he was forced to use his finishing move and this is the end result. Panda will probably be back. Get away from there and support us from above. I need you."
And Momo just goes,
"Okay. Mai,
Don't worry, Momo. I know.
Yeah.
And then it shows her getting off the phone as it shows Maki up in the tree with Mai going,
Are you sure you don't need to call for reinforcements? I'm good even if it's 2-on-1.
and then Mai goes, there are lots of ways to enjoy this, you know. Instead of everyone ganging up on you, I want you all to myself.
How about calling me Big Sis, little sis?
And that is the end of chapter 42. Onwards to chapter 41. Chapter 41, that's the end of chapter 41. Oh, and we have this little page here from Horikoshi drawing the main cast of Jujutsu Kaisen in the style of My Hero Academia. Oh, I never noticed. That's kind of cool. Congrats on Volume 5. I always look forward to reading Jujutsu Kaisen. Mahito's my favorite. Thanks for letting me drop in Kohei Horikoshi. You know, Jujutsu really fits with the My Hero Academia art style. But that was the end of chapter 41, onwards to 42, and then 43 afterwards, and then we are done. Then I can prepare for Summer Game Fest and get that stream ready for you guys. I might start it a good 10 minutes early, so that way we can talk about what games and what things to expect from the live stream. But yeah, let's go ahead and get through it. Chapter 42, Kyoto Sisters School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 9. There's a lot of parts here.
What do you know about Maki?
And this is Nobara talking to Yuji, who goes, she'll be pissed no matter what I say. She's a very nice lady.
Huh? I'm talking about it as a Jujutsu sorcerer.
Oh, that's what you meant. Whew. To be honest, I still don't know much about Jujutsu and all that, but she's a tough fighter. Just by her poise and the way she walks, you can tell she's something else.
And then Nobara goes, she's only grade 4.
Huh? Really?
Her family of Jujutsu sorcerers can be kind of a pain. She's basically expelled herself from the family, so they've been getting in the way of her promotion.
But why wouldn't they want someone that strong?
They don't want to accept someone they've already rejected. They're stupid that way.
And then Panda comes in saying, however, if she does well in this event, it'll be harder for them to interfere. And then Nobara goes to Yuji,
so we have to win the team event. You better put your life on the line.
Yes, ma'am, goes Yuji. I can hear you. And then, no, this is Maki going,
I can hear you.
Sheesh, don't worry about me, goes Maki. And then Maki starts laughing as we cut to the present. Seriously, Jujutsu be having like 20 parts? Like, I've never seen a series of parts in a manga go like, we're going to part 9 right now. Not even One Piece has had moments where it's like, this part 1 and that part 2, or My Hero Academia going this part 1 and that part 2 all the way up to 9. This is the most parts of a single instant, like multiple parts of it. But Maki is smiling to herself while Mai is going, what are you laughing about? As she loads up her revolver and shoots towards Maki, who slices her bullets in half. Ah, we're operating on Deadpool rules. I see. And Maki's dodging her.
You thought you could get the jump on me while keeping your distance as well?
And apparently Maki has already sliced through the branch that Mai is standing on, and she prepares to swipe at Mai, and Mai shoots at her, and she manages to kick Mai in the side.
I knew it. Maki has something I don't.
And then we cut to narration and people talking in the Zenin household. Did you hear about the daughter of the Ogi? One of them can't even see curses. She can't even use curse techniques. I knew it. Twins are a bad omen. Maybe it's better this way. No one will notice since she's just a servant to the heir.
Mai, hurry up. I don't wanna. Something's there. Again? Fine then.
Because apparently we cut to Mai and Maki when they're children, and they both have similar hairstyles, but Maki's hair is straighter, while Mai's hair is kind of bang-like, and Mai is able to see the cursed spirits in the places where Maki can't. And this spirit is just going, no one's home.
Close your eyes. Huh? If you can't see it, then it's like it's not even there. You were always so carefree. I hated it. You just kept moving fearlessly forward into the future.
So, are you leaving, Maki? 26 head of the Zenin family, now Bito Zenin. And Maki, at a younger age, is going,
You've got enough people to take care of menial tasks. Don't worry about me, I'll be back sometime.
What for?
To become the head of the Zenin family.
Ha 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 ha! How about I make your life a little harder then?
Do what you want.
For Mai, too.
She has nothing to do with this.
And then it shows Maki leaving, and Mai is on the outside, apparently listening into this conversation, going,
Liar. I hate you.
And then Maki's going,
That's 6 shots. I'm not gonna let you reload. You. I hate you.
As it has Mai point towards Maki. And she thinks to herself,
That's why I never told you things like my first crush or my curse technique.
And even though it looks like Mai has been out of shots, she still manages to fire in the direction of Maki.
That's why I never told you anything. Curse technique. Construction.
And then we get some narration. Using her own cursed energy, she can construct an object from nothing. Unlike creating objects inside a domain, objects created with cursed technique construction will not disappear after the spell is finished. However, an immense amount of cursed energy is used, which has a harsh effect on the body. For Mai, 1 bullet a day is her limit. The 6-shooter's obvious bullet count is great for bluffing. And then it shows the bullet directly in front of Mai's face, with Mai going,
I win.
And then Maki catches the bullet! She catches the bullet. And this operates on regular gun rules. Bullets are fast, let me remind you. Sorry, I had to move something on my desk. But bullets are fast, mind you, and Maki just catches the bullet.
She caught the bullet.
And then Maki goes,
This isn't something that should be touched barehanded.
and she just drops the bullet. And even though it did harm her a little bit, like it cut into her hand a little bit, she just casually drops. You caught a bullet. You caught a bullet barehanded. You, a person with no curse technique or the ability to see curses, and she just casually catches the bullet. I guess when you don't have those abilities, you got to up everything else about you.
Maki has something I don't. Kinda like Mekamaru's heavenly restriction, but the opposite. You were supposed to be born with a curse technique, but you traded that in for superhuman physical capabilities. This skill was shunned by the Zenin family, and it's an ability that I don't have.
And it shows Maki pointing her sword at Mai, with her going,
That's game, set, match, wouldn't you say? Why did you leave? Huh? You know why! You went to a Jujutsu High too! I never wanted to be a Jujutsu sorcerer. It's all your fault. Always trying your hardest, forcing me to do the same. All this effort, pain, fear, I've had enough. What's so bad about being a servant? What's wrong with doing chores and living a normal life? Why didn't you fall down the hole with me?
and then Mai doesn't say anything. We're having a heart-to-heart between sisters.
If I'd had done that, I would have hated myself. It's as simple as that. Sorry.
And then it cuts to them when they're kids going,
Big sis, don't let go, okay? I won't. Promise? Sheesh, again? Promise me that you won't leave me behind. Of course, we're sisters, right?
and then it just shows Maki walking at nowhere to be seen as Mai is curling up against a tree like she did in the past when Maki left the first time, just going,
Liar. I hate you.
Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle, Mai Zenin and Nobara Kujisaki eliminated. And that is the end of chapter 42. We got a little something right here, and then we move into the last chapter for today. The Surprise 2. I don't need to say anything more, but Horikoshi Sensei, thank you so much. Before Jujutsu was featured in Jump Giga, which became Volume 0, and confirmed for serialization, my previous work was turned down quite quickly. I don't see why. The story of Jujutsu is amazing. The reason I was also always given was something like, it's interesting, but it's not Jump. Well, clearly these people don't know Jump if they think Jujutsu Kaisen isn't worthy of being in Jump. I mean, look at it. It's now part of Viz Shonen Jump now, so apparently it had something that they needed. Let me go back to it. Here we go. What the? If it's interesting, shouldn't that be enough? Exactly, I thought to my rotten self. To be honest, it wasn't even really that interesting. I guess that's just a part of being young. No, don't close the stream. No, I got to, because I got a separate stream planned for 2 o'clock when Summer Jump Fest begins. So I have to. So we got to get through this. To be honest, it wasn't even really that interesting. I guess that's just a part of being young. Around that time, Kawada-sensei, creator of Hinomaru Sumo, and Horikoshi-sensei were also getting their start, but not at the same time. I was really surprised and thought to myself, this is so Jump, it's so much fun. That was when I started to think deeply about what it means for a manga series to be considered mainstream. I experienced many things along the way, and Jujutsu Kaisen was born. I, Akutami, can do nothing alone. Now we get started with the final chapter of Volume 5, Chapter 43, Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event Team Battle Part 10. And it cuts to Kamo going up. For you, it's now 8:20 p.m. Yes, it's 2 o'clock for me Eastern Standard Time since I live on the eastern side of the United States. So 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I can't remember, it was like 11 Pacific time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, and then 6 p.m. someplace else. And how many hours is 2 o'clock for me? It's in less than an hour. It's actually going to be in like 40 minutes. In 40 minutes. So I'm going to get this done within 40 minutes. But it cuts to Kamo. Let me get through this. It cuts to Kamo shooting arrows in the direction of Fushiguro, which also function the same way as Yandu's arrows from Marvel, as they curve around a corner and aim towards where Fushiguro is, who blocks it with his own tonfas. Then one arrow gets blocked and caught by the tongue of one of his frog Shikigamis. And then it has Fushiguro destroying the end of the arrow with his tonfa. Tonfas are really cool weapons when you think about it. Then there's a splat, and Fushiguro is going, a trace of blood on the arrow fletching. Like I thought, Kamo's curse technique defies physics. You can summon one more Shikigami at the same time, correct? I don't really appreciate you holding back. My divine dog is busy doing something else right now. You're down to your last arrow, right? I'm not gonna help you if you collapse from anemia. Blood manipulation. The ability to control whatever touches his blood. Fitting for someone from one of the big 3 families who values bloodlines so much. Not to worry, these are prepared in advance. 10 Shadows technique. A curse technique passed down in the Zenin family. Using shadows as an intermediary, this ability can summon 10 different Shikigami. If only Mai and Maki had inherited this ability as well. And Kamo shoots an arrow and shoots it at the roof, and it destroys parts of the roof. And as pieces of rubble fall in view that Fushiguro can't see, Kamo is directly in front of him, and he clashes physically against Fushiguro. Mind you, he doesn't have like a weapon to clash with his tonfas, he's just clashing with him naturally. Was he always this strong? Nice reflexes. Don't lose focus now, as Kamo finally opens his eye. And then it shows Fushiguro being shoved into a wall with great force, destroying his tonfas in the process. I was a little late with my Jujutsu protection. Both his speed and power on another level than before. I can manipulate blood beyond its form or motion. Body temperature, pulse rate, the number of red blood cells, blood composition, it's all under my control. Flowing red scale. Doping? Very good. Although I don't appreciate the negative connotation. And then it shows a bird flying in the air as Miwa's still standing there, going,
My katana was taken. My sister is gone. Well, that makes sense. I'm useless without my sword. Does Tapioca really live up to the hype?
And then she's just still standing in one place, thinking about her sword being taken. And she can't really think about anything else to do because that's pretty much her main go-to. And then someone calls her on her phone.
It's Mekamaru. Hello? Miwa the Useless here.
Sleep, says someone over the phone. And she immediately goes to sleep. Kyoto Sister School Goodwill Event team battle. Kasumi Miwa eliminated and knocked out because it was Inumaki using the communicator in Mekamaru's arm, and it just has her sleeping on the other side of the phone with Inumaki just casually tossing away the phone. Then petting Fushiguro's divine dog that he said was busy doing something else. Turns out he was there with Inumaki to plan this out. And then Inumaki just goes, return. And then he puts his collar up, but then he gets stopped as he feels this big emanating force coming from within the forest. Then it cuts to the feed with the teachers as Gojo goes, yikes, she fell asleep. And then Utahime goes, I'm heading over. Huh? It's dangerous leaving her in the forest full of cursed spirits. Then there's Principal Gakuganji, who doesn't say anything until he says, and then apparently this has gone back in time when Principal Gakuganji is speaking to Kamo. What's this? This is the semi-grade 1 cursed spirit we're releasing into the area. Isn't it supposed to be grade 2 cursed spirits? Grade 2 won't be enough. We're a little disorganized after all. Use this scent and whistle to control it. If you can, make it kill Itadori. This principal, Gakuganji, even though I know what his power is like, I don't know the specifics about it. Even though he's got a cool power that we'll find out later in the volumes, I don't like him as a person. If you can, make it kill Itadori. It might get exercised before I get the chance, though. Don't worry, it's been trained to sit still until the whistle is used. Kamo is skilled. When the video feed cut out, he must have put the scent on Itadori. All he has to do is mix it with his blood for fighting, and it'll be easy work after that. If he's fighting with Todo, he won't come out unscathed. Timing the semi-grade 1 attack after that would result in his death. Yes, I'm worried about Miwa. Hurry and get her. Then it cuts to Inumaki going, kelp. As he stands there, this grade 1 spirit starts to come out from behind the tree, looking directly at Inumaki. And this surprises Inumaki. This shocks him. But then the eyes of this cursed spirit rolls up in his head, and then the head just falls off, and it immediately starts to disintegrate. Because the other high-grade spirit that works with Geto and Jugo and Jogo and Mahito, the one that has like the tree branches coming out of its eyes, the one that Jogo says, I can't understand a single word that you're actually saying, but I can feel the meaning flowing into me, it steps from behind that same tree. This extremely powerful, more than likely extremely powerful cursed spirit, has killed the one that Gakuganji wanted to kill Itadori. So much for that plan. And it starts speaking, but we can't understand it. And then Inumaki goes, salmon roe, spice cod roe. And then it cuts to Mahito, who goes, well then, shall we get to work as well? And then it cuts to some dude in some smock with the black markings over his eyes going, I think I'll make a hanger rack. Satoru Gojo is 190 centimeters tall, right? He would make a great hanger rack. To be continued. Ladies and gentlemen, with more than 30 minutes to spare leading up to 2 o'clock, we have finished Volume 5 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Whew! That was a long read, An hour and 25 minutes. It's a good thing I'm making myself become more able to enunciate my words and not spend too much time, just rambling on throughout the chapters, so I can give you these chapters in a quick amount of time, so that way I can get ready for this upcoming Summer Game Fest. But we're done with Chapter 5. I cannot wait to see you guys next Thursday, same time, as we get started with Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 6. At the end of the day, all I can really say is I enjoy doing all these voices for these characters. Even though some of them sound different than the English dub, I still love doing voices for characters whenever I read anything. It's really become a habit, and I can't read normally. I'd rather read with voices, but I really enjoy doing these for you guys. So I can't wait to see you all next week. So with that being said, all I can really say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, and maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples! Time to prepare for the biggest gaming event of the year. Shall we?